The Architecture of Ascent, a philosophy of beginning, the ascent, stasis, breakthrough, and mastery. Stage 1, beginning, where intention crosses into existence. Philosophical core. Beginning is one of the rarest actions a human being ever takes. Not because beginning requires extraordinary talent, but because it demands something more elusive, the willingness to step beyond the safety of imagination. Most people live in anticipation. They rehearse possibilities in the mind, nurture ambitions in private, and dream of the day they'll feel ready. Yet readiness is a mirage. The internal world offers comfort, control, and certainty, things the external world never promises. To begin is to relinquish those comforts. It is the moment in which a person accepts the vulnerability of action. And so, beginning becomes a philosophical act, not merely a practical one. It is the declaration that possibility deserves expression. Beginning disrupts inertia. It interrupts the silent repetition of thought. It converts potential into motion. This stage is deceptively small on the surface, often just the first step, the first attempt, the first move. But internally, it is seismic. Beginning rearranges one's relationship with fear, expectation, identity, and agency. It does not guarantee success. It guarantees separation. A separation from the multitude who never act, and from the earlier version of oneself who remain confined to thought. Beginning is the threshold where a person discovers whether their desire is strong enough to withstand vulnerability. And it is the threshold that makes every other stage possible. The beginning framework. A universal structure that helps anyone recognize, navigate, and strengthen stage 1. 1. Indicators you are in this stage. You're in the stage of beginning when you have taken the first step, even if it feels small. You're navigating uncertainty with more courage than clarity. Your primary energy is driven by hope, curiosity, or necessity. You feel both excitement and fear. They coexist in equal measure. You have minimal results yet, but you are finally in motion. Beginning is always accompanied by a sense of crossing into the unfamiliar. 2. The self-audit questions. These questions reveal your internal posture in stage 1. Question 1. What allowed me to finally begin? Fear, desire, frustration, vision? Question 2. What am I expecting from this beginning? Is the expectation realistic or idealized? Question 3. Am I more attached to being ready or being willing? Question 4. What part of my identity feels most threatened by beginning? Question 5. What would I regret more, beginning imperfectly or never beginning at all? These questions clarify the psychological forces shaping your first steps. 3. The practical actions. These actions strengthen stage 1 and convert fragile beginnings into sustainable motion. A. Define the non-negotiable minimum. Create the smallest, simplest daily or weekly action that keeps the beginning alive. This prevents relapse into hesitation. B. Create a 2-hour foundation. Choose 2 hours per week devoted to the new beginning. Consistency builds identity. Identity sustains progress. C. Establish your why ledger. Write a short list of reasons why beginning matters. This becomes your anchor during doubt. D. Make a fear inventory. List your top fears about beginning, not to fix them, but to expose them. Fear loses power when articulated. E. Identify your immediate constraint. What is the single biggest barrier right now? Skill, time, knowledge, confidence. Naming it allows you to navigate it. 4. The transition formula. How to move to stage 2. To move from beginning into the ascent, the transition formula is this: commitment goes to structure, and structure goes to repetition. Commitment. Declare, even privately, that this beginning is no longer optional. Structure. Build a simple routine or system that supports it. Repetition. Repeat the routine long enough for progress to appear. Once these three elements converge, you naturally enter the ascent, the stage where momentum forms, patterns emerge, and self-belief begins to mature. This covers stage 1 of what we are reading in the Architecture of Ascent. The next video will be stage 2.